There's someone named who.
Good
Hi, Miss Fatin.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Fatin.
How are you all doing?
Good. Coming. Hi, Miss. Hi, Miss.
Hello, Kareem.
Okay, Miss.
It's noisy your side. Mute yourselves. How are you all doing?
Good. Good.
Okay, did you have a class in the morning at 9? Did you have another class?
Yes.
Yes. What did you study?
It's right now. Arabic.
And how was it?
Good. Good.
Did I tell you that Arabic is my favorite language?
Yes.
Lana and Muhammad, how are you doing?
Good.
I miss the electricity went out. I entered the meeting.
It's okay, Mahdi. Welcome. Happy that you're here. Hussein, how are you? Hassan, how are you?
Fine.
Ibrahim, good morning. How are you doing? Okay, I will start immediately now with the lesson. How does energy flow in an ecosystem? How does energy move in nature? Hi, Hala. So guys, I will not see what you're writing in the chat, so don't use the chat. You can unmute yourselves when you want to talk. Deal? But please, if it's noisy your side, keep yourselves muted.
Thanks.
And then when you want to talk, you can unmute yourself. What do different organisms feed on? Now we're talking about the flow of energy, how energy moves in nature. And what is the source of energy for organisms? What is the source of energy for organisms? It
The
is
respiration that happens in plants.
okay,
Miss.
Respiration that happen in plants.
it's the respiration process. Excellent. And to go through respiration, what should organisms have? What should they get?
Oxygen.
Oxygen and
Sugar, water.
oxygen and
Sugar.
oxygen
Sugar.
and food.
Food.
According
Yeah, that's sugar.
Food. It's food. According to the way organisms get their food, they are classified into 3 main groups. What are these 3 groups?
Decomposers, consumers, and producers.
Perfect, ya Kareem. Organisms can be producers, decomposers, or consumers. Yalla ya Mahdi Sroor, what about producers? Why do we call them producers?
Because they produce their own food.
Excellent. And who are the producers in nature?
Green plants.
Green plants. And what do we call the food making process that green plants go through to produce their food?
Photosynthesis.
Producers are autotrophs. They produce their own food by photosynthesis. Here is a green plant. The green plant uses its roots to absorb water from the soil. It uses the stomata of its leaves to take in carbon dioxide. Then it uses the sunlight energy taken by the chlorophyll to mix carbon dioxide and water together and produce a special kind of food called glucose, which is a sugar. While going through photosynthesis, green plants throw or release oxygen. Decomposers. Yalla, please give me examples
Oxygen,
of
no.
decomposers. What are examples of decomposers?
Snail.
Yes, what are examples of decomposers?
Earthworms.
I still didn't hear you. Examples of decomposers.
Fungi.
Earthworms,
Worms.
Ants.
Fungi.
earthworms, ants, fungi,
Snails. Snails.
snails,
Insects.
bacteria. Decomposers are called nature cleaners since they clear the natures from dead bodies. Decomposers break down dead bodies into minerals and they give back minerals into the soil. These minerals will be later on used by producers. Consumers. The consumers are classified into 3 groups according to what they eat. Yalla ya Zahra.
Carnivores. Carnivores. Omnivores. Carnivores.
Mahdi Sroor and Kareem Basma. Mahdi Sroor and Kareem Basma, we are giving you a break now. Break of 2 minutes. Let others answer. Hala Hashim and Zahra Shaheen. What are the 3 groups of consumers?
The 3 groups of consumers.
Miss, what's the question?
What are the 3 groups of consumers? Consumers are animals that eat. What are the 3 groups of consumers?
Miss. Miss.
Yalla ya Rasha. Rasha and Malak. Rasha and Malak.
Can I answer?
What are the 3 groups of consumers?
Herbivores, carnivores,
Carnivores
omnivores.
and omnivores. Bravo, ya Rasha.
Herbivores and omnivores.
Great job. Consumers are animals that eat plants and animals. Consumers that consume plants only are called herbivores. Consumers that consume animals only are called carnivores. And consumers that consume plants and animals are called omnivorous animals. I will go now. We will say this quickly. As you know, herbivorous animals are classified into 5 classes. Majid, can you tell me the 5 classes of herbivorous animals? Can you do this quickly? We said them last time. Shoya Majid, what are the 5 classes of herbivorous animals? Ali Mroui, you can help us with this. Tune, good morning, Sam. What are the 5 classes of herbivorous animals? Marlon, Ali Tahine,
Granivores. Miss, can I say?
Ali Tahine is
Herbivores.
saying the answer. Wait a bit. Ali Tahine is saying the answer. Yes, ya Ali. The 5 classes of herbivorous animals are
Herbivores, frugivores, granivores, sapsuckers,
yes.
What is it? Sapsuckers, granivores.
Bees, butterfly,
Nectarivores.
nectarivores. Thank you. Thank you. Nectarivores. These are the 5 classes of herbivorous animals. What about carnivorous animals? Who wants to try? The 5 classes of carnivorous animals.
Me.
Me.
You.
Me.
Who are you?
Me. Maybe حلا.
يلا يا حلا. يلا يا حلا. Carnivores. Piscivorous.
insectivores,
Insectivores,
bloodsuckers,
bloodsuckers, and
and
scavengers. Thank you. These are the 5 classes of carnivorous animals. It's according to what they eat. Mute. Producers produce glucose. Decomposers decompose dead bodies. Consumers consume plants and animals. And all of this is to get the energy they need, the ATP energy by respiration. Glucose for energy, dead bodies for energy, plants and animals for energy. And as I said in the beginning, food is the source of energy for all living things. So how does this energy move in an ecosystem? Let's take a look. The green plant gets its energy by the food it makes. It makes its own food. It makes its own energy. What about the slug? The slug gets its energy from the food it eats. What does a slug eat?
Green plant.
So where does it get the energy it needs? From the
producer.
From the producer. Bravo. The frog. What does a frog consume?
From the slug.
Slug. So where does a frog get the energy?
eats the slug.
Where does a frog get the energy it needs?
Slug.
From the
slug.
The frog gets the energy it needs from the food it consumes. In this case, it's the slug. What about this bird, the heron? What does it
Its energy from the frog.
it eats the frog.
from the food it consumes, which is the frog? Let's read this food chain together.
Frog,
Let's read this food chain together. The
Green plant.
green plant.
The green plant take the energy from the food they produce.
The green plant
Slug take energy
The slug is eaten by the The frog is eaten
And the frog
Miss,
is
can I say
eaten by
it?
the heron.
and this is called a food chain. What do we call it?
Miss, can I say it? Miss, can I say it?
The food,
Never ending.
the food chain shows how energy moves in nature. So here the energy moves from the producer to the slug, to the frog, then to the heron. Okay? A food chain always starts with
It's like life cycle.
and in this case, Yakarin, it's the green plant. And it always ends with an animal, and in this case, it ends with the heron. Here is our food chain. The green plant
Green plant take the energy from the food they produce.
The frog is eaten by
Energy from the
green
green
plant is eaten by the slug.
The frog take energy from the slug.
Yeah,
The heron take the energy from the frog.
you are not saying it correctly. We don't read it this way. We say
Green plant.
plant is
Green
eaten-
plant.
Plant.
The green plant is the producer.
Green plant is eaten by the slug.
It gets eaten by the slug.
Karim, we don't say the heron gets its food. I know that the heron gets its energy from the frog and the frog gets its energy from the slug. But to read the food chain,
But they hunt. They say they hunt.
what?
Miss, they say they hunt the food.
Heidi is eaten by. The arrow means is eaten by. The green plant is eaten by Tara. Tara is eaten by Tara. Why does a food chain start with a producer? Why didn't we put many
Because it's
green plant?
Because the producer make the ATP energy.
Light energy to produce their food.
They use the light energy to produce their food. Does anyone help them to get the energy they need? Is there any other organism that gives them?
No.
No.
No, they are
No,
producers. They make their own
producers.
food.
They make their own food.
They
Excellent job. They are
do photosynthesis.
they make their own food. They make their own energy. We cannot put anything
But their
before
food
the
making
producers. We cannot put anything before the producers because there is no other organism that gives the green plant its energy or its okay. Who are the three consumers in here?
The slug, the frog, and the heron.
Frog and heron.
Frog and heron. Amazing job. Which one is the head food?
The slug. Because it eats the green plant.
The slug eats the green plant. So
The slug.
The slug is herbivorous because it eats green plant.
okay, what does a frog eat?
Yes.
What does a frog eat?
The frog eats insects.
The slug.
The slug.
The slug, and the heron eats.
The frog.
So they are both, the frog eats the slug, the heron eats the frog. So the frog and the heron are carnivorous animals. Like I told you last time, the green plant makes its own food, so it makes its own energy. Then this energy moves or flows to the slug when the slug eats the green plant. Then the energy found in the slug moves to the frog when the frog eats the slug. The energy in the frog moves to the heron when the heron eats the frog. And this is how energy moves in nature. Let's read this food chain together. Guys, yeah. Hala, Rasha, Mahdi, Kareem, Hine, mute. I'm talking with the others now. Who is Danya's phone? Danya's phone. Who are you?
It's Zahra Shaheen.
Okay. يلا. زهراء, حسين مغنية, حسن مغنية, إبراهيم, علي, لانا, مارلن, سلينا, ماجد. We're going to Malak, Lana and Muhammad, Tune. We're going to read this food chain together.
Yes.
Okay, let's start.
First, the sun goes to the grass, then the water goes to
Who is the first one? What
goes to the grasshopper, then the grasshopper turns into the frog.
The grass is eaten by the hopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the frog. The frog is eaten by the snake.
Majid, stop. Thank you, ya Majid. Amazing. We start saying the grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The grass is eaten by the grasshopper.
Frog.
Hassan Mughni.
The grass is eaten by the hopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the frog.
The frog is eaten by the snake.
The snake is by the hawk.
Thank you so much. That's it. Stop.
And the hawk is eaten by the fungi.
No, fungi and decomposers do not eat. Fungi and decomposers do not eat. So you need to stop right here. You need to stop right here. Okay? Ibrahim, can you please repeat the food chain?
Okay.
Ibrahim and Ali Mrouwi, repeat the food chain. Let's read it together. Me and you. Ella Rena with us.
Okay.
The grass.
The grasshopper eats grass.
The grass is. I can't hear you. The grass is.
A producer.
The grass. We are reading the. The grass is.
Producer. The grass is eating by.
Bravo, ya Rena.
The grass is
The grass is
producer.
eaten. Then
frog. And the frog got eaten by the snake.
Snake,
the
and
frog
the
is
snake is
eaten
And
by
the
the
hog
snake,
got eaten by the snake.
and
And the
this
fungi got eaten by the hog, grass, grasshopper, and frog, and snake.
لحظة. It seems that you are not listening to me. Don't talk about this. Decomposers don't eat. Decomposers don't eat. So forget about this. Don't talk about this. Okay? Decomposers don't eat. Your food chain must stop, must end right here with the hawk. It ends here. It's the final consumer. If you're reading carefully the slide, they're saying that the hawk is the final consumer right here. How do we read this food chain? Listen to me. The grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the frog. The frog is eaten
By the frog.
the snake.
The
The
frog is
snake is
eaten by the
by
snake.
the hawk. That's
The
it.
snake. Miss, can I
The
say it?
grasshopper is the primary consumer. It's the consumer number one. The consumer number
Yes.
one. The consumer number one always eats the producer, which is a plant. So the primary consumer, the consumer number one, is always a herbivorous animal. The consumer number one is always
Yes.
a herbivorous animal since it is the first consumer that eats plants. All of the other consumers are carnivores.
Miss?
The frog, the snake, and the hawk are carnivorous animals. The frog is the second one, secondary consumer. The snake is the tertiary consumer, and the hawk is the apex predator. The apex predator is an animal that is not eaten by anyone. The apex predator isn't eaten.
Miss, can I say something?
Yes, yeah, Rasha, I'm listening. Yes, yeah, Rasha. Yes, Rasha.
Miss Fatin,
Yes,
wanted to ask you, can I ask you a question?
I'm listening to you. Quickly, please.
Miss, in the video, when you said that we have to make a food chain, you put first an animal.
In which one?
The first one, and the second one, you put a sun in the first.
Okay, but when I put the sun, I told you that food chain starts with the plant and not with the sun. I said this, so listen to the video. And
The first one,
Miss?
what was the animal? Which animal did I start with, ya Majid?
I forgot.
In
I
the
watched
video.
the video from 2003.
Okay, so you need to rewatch the video since in the game that's in the video, in the first food chain, هنا already they had the plant in the beginning. And I was supposed to add a primary consumer. Yes, yeah, Rasha, what was your question?
Miss, can I say something?
Yes?
Miss, isn't the snake the prey of the hawk?
The snake is the prey of the hawk. Amazing information, ya Rasha, bravo. The snake is the prey of the hawk. And who is the predator of the snake, ya Rasha?
The frog. I mean the hawk. The hawk.
The hawk. Excellent job. The snake is the prey of the hawk, so the hawk is the predator of the snake. I will explain it in the second slide. Amazing, ya Rasha, excellent. What was Miss Fatin saying about decomposers? When grasshopper, frog, snake, and hawk
Then they
die,
don't get eaten.
they will be decomposed and not eaten. They will be decomposed by decomposers that will decompose them and break them down into minerals. So again, how do we read this food chain? The grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the frog. The frog is eaten by the snake. The snake is eaten by the hawk. How does energy move in an ecosystem? Let's read this food chain together. This is a food chain that happens, or this is a desert food chain. This happens in deserts.
No.
Let's read this food chain together. The green plant, all of us. The green plant.
The green plant
is eaten by the
By the grasshopper. The grasshopper is
eaten by the grasshopper. Is eaten by the rat.
by the rat.
Eaten by
Snake is eaten by the
the snake is
Eaten by the hawk.
snake eaten by the hawk.
The green plant is eaten by the grasshopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the mouse. The mouse is eaten by the snake. The snake is eaten by the eagle.
The snake is eaten by the eagle.
In this food chain. Who is the producer in this food chain?
The producer?
The green plant.
The green plant.
green plant.
Who is the herbivorous consumer in this food chain? Herbivorous.
Grasshopper.
The carnivorous consumer in this food chain.
The mouse.
The mouse is the carnivorous consumer. Is there any more?
And the snake and the
Yes,
hawk.
and the snake and the hawk.
Who is the apex predator in this food chain?
The hawk.
eagle.
The hawk.
The hawk.
Why do we consider it as an apex predator?
Because it can't be eaten.
It cannot be eaten.
Because
No one eats the hawk. No one eats the hawk.
Yeah.
No. Leave it alone. I was trying to let you go.
Here is an ocean food chain. Ocean food chain. Let's read it together.
The egg.
Algae is eaten by
Tiny consumers are eaten
Yes, eaten.
by
The alga.
Alga is eaten by the tiny fish.
The alga is eaten by the tiny consumer. The tiny
Tiny
by the
fish.
shellfish.
The
shellfish
small fish is eaten by the large. The large fish is eaten by the killer whale.
by the killer whale.
excellent.
Well, that's so weird.
killer whale.
Are eaten by shellfish.
And the predator
Shellfish are eaten by small fish.
is the
Eaten by large fish. Large fish are eaten by killer whale. Who is the producer in this food chain?
The algae.
Alga.
Who is the herbivorous consumer? Herbivorous consumer.
tiny consumers.
Always the primary consumers in the herbivorous animals. يعني consumer number one are herbivorous animals.
Because they eat green plants.
They eat the green plants. Bravo. Who are the carnivorous consumers?
The
Shellfish are piscivore.
is eaten by the small fish, and the small fish is
Who are the carnivorous consumers? You said shellfish. What else?
algae.
Shellfish and small fish.
Who is the apex predator in this food chain? The apex predator.
Sure. No, that's a whale.
Who is the apex predator in this food chain?
The killer whale.
The killer whale.
What does a killer whale eat?
Large fish.
Large fish.
So we say that the large fish is the prey of the killer whale. The large fish is eaten by the killer whale. So the large fish is the prey of the killer whale. The prey is the animal that is eaten by the predator or by another animal. But what do large fish eat? What do they eat?
They eat small fish.
Small fish.
They eat small
Small
fish.
fish is the
So we say the large
prey
fish
of the
is
large
the
fish.
Is
predator
the prey of the large fish.
of the small fish.
Is the
Excellent.
predator
large
of the small fish.
predator of the small fish. So an animal can be a prey and a predator at the same time. Look at the large fish. The large fish is a prey and a
And
predator
the small fish.
at the same time. The large fish is the prey of the killer whale. The large fish is the prey of the killer whale, but it is the predator of the small fish. Let's talk about the small fish. Okay, let's use it as an example.
Yes.
Are
Yes.
small fish preys? Are they prey?
Yes.
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 They are the prey of what?
They are predators
Preys
too.
of a large fish.
They are
Small
both.
fish are preys of large fish.
Large fish.
They get eaten,
And they are also a predator.
but they are also
And they are
predators.
the predator
They
of
are
So a
shellfish.
predator because they eat the shellfish.
They are
They
predators
are predators of shellfish.
of shellfish. So as you can
Fish.
see, small fish are predators. They are preys. Wait. They are preys and predators at the same time. We're talking about small fish. The small fish get eaten by large fish and they eat shellfish. So an animal can be a prey and a predator at the same time. I will stop sharing this and let me show you something else. Look at this. This is called a food web. This is not a simple food chain. It is a food web. Let's figure out why. First of all, tell me, who is the producer in this food chain? Who is the producer?
The grass.
The grass.
طيب, who are the primary consumers? Who are the primary consumers?
Mouse.
The mouse and the grasshopper.
The mouse, the grasshopper, and
And the rabbit.
And the rabbit.
the rabbit. So I was asking for the primary consumers. Primary consumers eat plants. So look, the grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The grass is eaten by the rabbit. The grass is also eaten by the mouse. Primary consumers eat producers. So how many primary consumers are in this food web?
Three.
There are 3 primary consumers in this food web. A food chain, in a food chain, we have 1 primary consumer. Just wait a second. In a food chain, I have 1 primary consumer. When you have 2 and more, we say that this is a food web and not a food chain. Okay? This is a food web and not a food chain. Okay?
Okay.
So who was asking? Yes, Yarena, I'm listening.
But what do eat?
What?
What do lizards eat?
What do lizards eat? Who can help me with this? What
The
do
They
grasshopper.
eat grasshoppers.
The grasshopper.
they eat? The grasshopper. Let's try. I will ask Marlon. Are you with us? Marlon. Who can read 1 food chain found in this food web? يلا يا لانا.
So what did you
لانا
say?
and محمد بوسام. لانا
That's me. Yes.
لانا and محمد
What
بوسام.
did you say?
Read a food chain found. Read a food chain found in this food web. Yalla Lana and Muhammad, I will help you. Let's start with this.
Grass.
The grass is eaten by
The grasshopper.
the grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The grasshopper
grasshopper is eaten by the lizard.
by the lizard. Excellent.
And the lizard is eaten by the hawk.
Excellent. By the hawk. Excellent. Lana and Muhammad.
And this.
And the hawk, you cannot continue because
The hawk is eaten by the snake.
No. The hawk isn't eaten by anyone. The hawk is the apex predator.
Yes.
The hawk is the apex predator. It is not eaten by any other organism. So your food chain must end right here. Let me tell you what Muhammad and Lana said.
Miss, there's another food chain.
I know. The grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the lizard. The lizard is eaten by the hawk. Yalla ya Rashid. Rashid, read another food chain found in the food web.
Miss, can I?
Yalla ya Rashid.
Grass is eaten by the mouse. The grass is eaten by the mouse. The mouse is eaten by the snake.
The mouse is eaten by the snake.
The snake is eaten by the hawk.
The snake is eaten by the hawk. Who wants to try? Excellent, ya Rasha. Another food chain. Who wants to try?
Me.
Who are you? Give me your name.
Majid.
Yalla ya Majid. Yalla ya Majid.
يمكن عملت leave meeting بلا ما تعمل.
She came.
I heard you talking in Arabic. Yalla, we will finish with Majid's food chain. Yalla ya Majid.
Miss, the grass is eaten by the grasshopper.
Okay.
The grasshopper is eaten by the